In this video right now, I'm gonna be talking about the 5 types of men that you can never trust. And at the end of this video, I'm gonna give you the one way to know whether or not you can trust anyone in any relationship ever. Keep watching. Hey there, my name is Adam Lidolce from lovestrategies.com, where we help successful single women get out there and attract long-lasting love and do it with a proven strategy. If you enjoy videos just like this, give it a like, subscribe, comment below, all that good stuff, because we have a lot of fun content coming for you very soon. So here are those 5 types of guys you can never trust. The first one is what I call the hot and cold Henry. Henry's the type of guy who's going to pursue you at first, maybe take you on a date, maybe even a second date. But then, before you know it, you don't hear from him for 2 weeks. And it's almost right at that moment where you begin to write this guy off and decide, I'm never gonna talk to this guy ever again. And then he comes right back into your life and tells you all these things came into his life. And before you know it, it's just this constant roller coaster of both hot and then cold. You can never trust a hot and cold Henry because he has a character flaw. The type of person who leans in then leans out anytime it gets scary is not the type of person you can build a life with. A real man that you can trust with your heart will be consistent. The second guy that you can never trust is what I call the iPhone is Fort Knox Frankie. Frankie is the type of guy who is always on his phone, he's texting lots of people, but the moment that you might grab his phone to use the GPS or to change the music, he grabs it away and says, I got that. People who are sketchy about their phones are usually doing some really sketchy shit with their phones. Now, I'm definitely not advising you to go ahead and snoop on any guy's phone. That is super toxic. But on the other hand, be very cautious. If someone is really holding their phone tight and never wants you to be on it, usually it means they are texting with other women and they don't want you to see those texts pop up. The third guy that you can never trust is the no friends Ned. Sorry, Ned. Ned is the guy that doesn't have any solid relationships in his life. He's kind of the more loner type. He's the guy that people don't tend to gravitate towards him, and he really doesn't like most people. Why? Because he's not trustworthy. And I want to be very clear here. I'm not saying to avoid the shy guys or the introverts. In fact, usually introverts have very tight, deep relationships. They just don't have a lot of them. The no friends Ned doesn't have any connections in his life that are meaningful. And sadly, my experience has shown that usually our romantic relationships are just a reflection of our platonic relationships and our familial relationships. If a person doesn't have good friendships with people or good familial relationships, then usually that's going to be echoed into their romantic life. And the fourth guy that you can never trust is the hates his ex Hank. Have you ever gone on a date with someone and they're talking about their ex, which they shouldn't, by the way, too, but they're doing it, and they talk negatively about every single ex as if those people were always the problem in the relationship? Well, my first ex was nuts, and my second ex-wife was a psychopath, and my third ex, stop it, Hank, you are the lunatic. Now look, we've all had our experiences with crazy exes. But if every single relationship he's ever been in has been completely toxic, then usually it's time for Hank to look in the mirror. Most importantly, a high-value man won't be talking so negatively about his exes anyways. And the final guy that you should never ever trust is what I call the 2 a.m. Tony. The 2 a.m. Tony is the guy who is going to text you in the middle of the night asking you, what are you up to? And you're like, 2 a.m. Tony, I'm sleeping. And we all know 2 a.m. Tony wants to wake you up and spend some quality 2 a.m. time with you. A real man that you can trust will make plans with you ahead of time and not just drunk text you when he wants to. And with that said, how do you know if you can actually trust a person? Well, in Love Accelerated, we call this the trust formula. And that is very simple. It's what we call consistency multiplied times time. The more consistent a person is over a long period of time, that's how well you know if you can trust a person. If a guy has been showing up, he's been investing his emotional energy into you, he's been doing it over a long enough period of time, over that period of time, you know that you can trust that person. So I want to hear from you in the comments below. Have you ever dated any of these types of guys? Let us know in the comments. And finally, if you're ready to attract a man that you can trust, head on over to lovestrategies.com, where we have a free training that will walk you through the 7 little love steps to attracting long-lasting love. Thank you so much for watching. I'll speak to you very soon. Bye-bye.